From the Pages, WCW Magazine, December 1996. Welcome back to From the Pages, where we take a deep dive into the world of classic wrestling magazines. Today's episode is a special look at WCW Magazine, December of 1996, an issue steeped in New World Order chaos, rising stars, old-school features, and the ever-intensifying Monday Night War. Let's get into it. Main features and articles. The centerpiece of this issue is The Anatomy of a Giant, a full feature exploring the Giant's status as the immovable object of professional wrestling. The piece acknowledges his youth, size, strength, and surprisingly agile ability in the ring. It reflects on how the Giant became a member of the NWO, highlighting that Ted DiBiase convinced Hulk Hogan to welcome the Giant back into the fold despite past betrayals. The article makes clear, the Giant is the next evolution of WCW, towering at nearly 7 feet and dominating with raw, monstrous power. Ted Irvine profile. Yes, you read that right. Chris Jericho's father, Ted Irvine, gets a full spotlight. Known as The Anatomy of a Man, this segment breaks down his hockey toughness and Canadian grit. Irvine's history with the New York Rangers and his affinity for the WCW brand adds a cross-sport flair to this wrestling mag. He's presented not just as a hockey legend, but as a respected father figure, one who instilled resilience in Jericho, making him the WCW standout he is becoming. Tough Talk with Kevin Sullivan. In a short but intense write-up, Kevin Sullivan continues his war against Chris Benoit, warning of more violence and chaos. He hints that what's coming next will not be pretty. Sullivan thrives in psychological warfare, and this feature builds suspense for future confrontations. WCW's invasion of New York City. This section recounts the behind-the-scenes triumph of WCW's event at the theater at Madison Square Garden. Randy Savage defeated Ric Flair thanks to a restart by special referee Bruno Sammartino after a hidden foreign object was exposed. Sting lost to the Giant via interference from Lex Luger, igniting tension between the two allies. Conan defeated Taskmaster with help from Pedro Morales, who delivered a left hook to Jimmy Hart's charge. The Nasty Boys defeated Public Enemy in a New York City street fight. Bruno got a standing ovation, highlighting how deep the WCW was reaching into wrestling history to enhance credibility. The message was clear. WCW was not only winning on TV, but in the WWF's backyard. Tag teams and managers. The tag scene is vibrant. Harlem Heat loses via disqualification to the Steiners. Luger and Sting, the WCW tag champs, are embroiled in a messy dynamic that could boil over any minute. The magazine also shouts out key managers like Jimmy Hart and Paul Bearer, and valets such as Woman, Sunny, Miss Elizabeth, and Marlena, giving fans a look at the personalities shaping the ringside drama. Top 10 rankings. In the WCW rankings, the Giant sits at the top. Conan is United States champion. Luger holds the TV title. Sting, Flair, and Mysterio Jr. all remain in the upper tier, while wrestlers like Arn Anderson and Chris Benoit stay dangerous in the mid-tier pack. Meanwhile, in the WWF rankings, Shawn Michaels reigns as champion, Ahmed Johnson carries the Intercontinental title, and the Smoking Guns rule the tag division. It's also worth noting that Mankind, Steve Austin, and The Undertaker are all climbing fast. Advertisements and merchandise. Several pages are packed with WCW merchandise. You've got everything from replica belts to Harlem Heat t-shirts, NWO-branded bandanas, and authentic WCW jackets. There are mail-in coupons for trading cards, calendars, and even the WCW fan club membership. Notably, a full-page spread celebrates WCW's growing media empire, pushing the hotline and magazine subscriptions hard. This issue of WCW Magazine encapsulates the era, the New World Order's stranglehold, the real-life turf war with WWF, the tension between friends like Sting and Luger, and the elevation of future icons like Chris Jericho. You feel the heat from the Monday Night Wars in every column, every promo, every ad. And WCW wasn't playing defense. They were on the offensive, taking over television and now the East Coast. If you enjoyed this deep dive into WCW Magazine, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We do this every day, bringing vintage wrestling media back to life, page by page. Let's keep the past alive.